Hey guys, Manny here. Sorry it's been a while since I've put up a video, but yeah, this is a lot harder than it seems like. Yeah, life gets in the way and stuff, and there's the holidays. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and everything. And then I was sick for a week, stomach flu or something. I don't know. Wasn't feeling too good. Been trying to get back here and do a video for you guys and see. Hope you guys will like it. Um, anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of um, my gas, my gear acquisition syndrome. It's been a little bit of a battle. I kind of like when I first started my journey back into photography. I was like I didn't have a whole lot of stuff, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need that. But I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna do some band stuff. I thought I was gonna maybe do some really cool, antique car kind of stuff and some street photography and just kind of seeing what works and what didn't work and so I started buying gear and then I kind of like once I kind of figured it took me a minute to figure it out. It was kind of hard to stop. So I'm not really going to be doing the band stuff too much. I really don't think so. It just kind of didn't kind of work out. The portrait stuff, um, yeah, I'm not really that much into it anymore. It's kind of a pain, so I'm gonna kind of do the and the street. It's like not normal street. I'm just gonna kind of wander around and find pictures that I like and stuff that I like and take that stuff. That's what I ended up doing. So I ended up um, selling a few things. I sold my 20, which I bought to be able to do close up of cars. Um, I sold my 35 to 70 because I really kind of wasn't using it. I bought it to kind of do portraits with and some other general stuff with my D90. Um, I'm not using my D90 too much anymore, but I'm not going to sell that. I'm going to hold on to that. It's a nice little camera just in case. Um, and I find myself not even using my D600 that much. I mainly use it for scanning negatives. I've been shooting a lot of film, a lot of film. Got my Yashica mat fixed. The lens was a little credit up. The taking lens was a little credit up, so took that in, got it cleaned, and love the images of that camera. I'm going to be using that a lot. Um, and then I just kind of got into this thing where I'm like, okay, I'm going to be doing some street photography, and so I ended up buying this Rolleiflex SL M35. And I got a 50 millimeter lens for it. It came with, it's kind of weird, it's kind of funny. It came with a 28 millimeter lens, but it was a 28 millimeter lens for a Minolta. Don't really know why it came with a Minolta lens, but I didn't realize that, and it didn't say that. So I went and bought a 50 for it. And then, so I had this 28 millimeter Minolta lens lying around, and so I'm like, okay, let me see. So I ended up buying a little Minolta X. What is this? XG9. I haven't even shot anything with this yet. Um, and because I just got that, it's in a couple of days ago, so I'll be taking that out this week and shooting with it. The Rolleiflex, I liked. It's just a bad. I didn't think it was such a heavy camera, but it's big and solid. But it's a great camera. I've done some nice shots with it. The lens is ridiculously sharp. Uh, it's a great lens, and then yeah, it's just a little heavy. It's just a little heavy. It's big. It's built like a tank. I mean, the thing is solid. I know nothing's gonna happen to it. It works great. The meter doesn't work with it, so we got that going for it. And the frame counter doesn't really is really difficult to read. That the little plastic thing cracked or something, and it does kind of doesn't really work too well. But it shoots great. Shutter speeds are all great. Everything's great. So again, because the light meter doesn't work, I went out and bought another light meter. About a Luna, uh, you know, Luna Pro. So a Gaussian Luna Pro. So again, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I gotta stop buying stuff. This is just, the problem is like, okay, I can't really, I don't buy anything that's brand new. Obviously, I buy everything that's used, and but it's in good shape. But I can't. It's like, okay, I can't really sell it too much for anything because it's like I didn't pay hardly anything for it, so I'm not gonna get anything for it. So I don't want to do the whole Craigslist stuff, so I'll keep everything and just rotate stuff through. And figure out what I'm going to do with what and everything. But again, yeah, and I also been suffering from a little bit of photographer's block. Not knowing where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. Um, but trying to come up with a new project. I think I got one that I'm gonna start working towards and see what happens. But yeah, it's just been so it kind of like no more stuff. I'm all set now. Promised myself I'm not gonna get anything. I was like, oh man, Black Friday specials is like camera bags and everything else. And I'm like, I got more than enough camera bags. Just shift a bunch of stuff around, and because when I was doing video production, I had a lot of video gear and bought a lot of different camera bags, one for put audio stuff in, one to put, you know, um, camera stuff in, and then other stuff to put just like general knickknacks and everything else. So I have a lot of camera bags. So I just kind of like shifted all that stuff around, put them in a bigger camera bag to make room so I can have a camera bag for each one of my little setups. One for the Minolta, one for my Nikon FM, one for the Rolleiflex, uh, and then one for my D600. Um, the D90 is going to cut and kind of put a little bit of storage. I got one for I got a small, really small one just for the D70. I'm gonna probably might use that still, pop that out. It was a fun little camera to use. So yeah, I'm kind of now starting to kind of settle in as to what I'm going to be shooting. I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of documentary kind of stuff, and just some. I don't want to call it street because, like I said, I just it's street, but just gonna kind of wander around and find things to take pictures of and go from there. So just trying to settle in really. Oh, I forgot to let you guys know I had my little pop up thing at the San Diego Food and Wine Festival, and it went really well. I sold a few $100s worth of stuff. It was fun. It was interesting. It was finally yeah, it was kind of exciting because actually people came in and bought some of my work, which was really kind of cool. You know, I don't know if I'm going to do like a regular kind of art shows because my stuff isn't kind of made for the that kind of crowd. Or I think I'm going to try and get into galleries more than anything else, and see if that works. And I have my website. And if you guys could buy me a cup of coffee or something, that would be great. Just to kind of keep things going, makes it easier. I'm going to try. I'm going to keep trying to get up here more and doing more of these. Just kind of it gets hard. It's like, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? So, like today, I was like, okay, what's been going on? Like, God, yeah, I bought a lot of gear and I don't really, what am I going to be doing with it all? But I'm going to be kind of like, again, the gear wasn't very much. I never spent more than, $40 on any particular one piece of thing. The cameras are very cheap. The lenses are very inexpensive. They're not bad. They're not, they're all good lenses. The Minolta lenses are good. The Rollei lenses are good, but they just, nobody seems to want them, and they're old. Everything's from the 60s or the 70s, and so they're going for 40, $50. You can buy some really good equipment. You don't have to have a Leica. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a Leica. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I started looking at the prices, like $2,000. No, no, no. Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a Leica SLR. I'm like, no, no, I don't need it. Well, why? The Leica SLRs were made by Minolta anyway, so I just bought myself a Minolta and didn't need it. And I was like, oh, maybe I should buy another 2 1/4. I'm like, why? I got my Yashica mat. So I don't need to buy a Rolleiflex for $2,000. I don't need to buy a Hasselblad for $2,000. I mean, those things are great. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Leica lenses and the Hasselblad lenses are fantastic. Those cameras are great. I mean, well, I had a Hasselblad for a little bit a while back, and to be honest with you, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the way it handled. I really like the way my Yashica handles. I really like that square format. I really kind of like looking down into the finder and seeing stuff. It's just so much better and easier for me than than I don't know the way just handling the Hasselblad was weird. And I used a Leica, borrowed a friend's of mine Leica a way long time ago, and I just didn't like the way it changes the film and the rangefinder was fine, but I just really, I can't really see spending that kind of money when, the stuff I already have is just as sharp. And it's like, oh yes, it's quiet and everything, but I'm like, I'm not really doing stuff where I need to be super quiet. A little click on the Minolta is fine. A little click on my FM is fine. I don't need to be super quiet and stealthy. So I'm not going to be purchasing any of those. I'm going to stick with the cameras I have. I really love my Nikons. Really recommend Nikon cameras. Before the mirrorless, all took the same lenses, so you could buy no matter what. If you bought like like my D600 or my FM, can still use the F mount lenses. So that's what I'm using. So and you can get the F mount lenses for a decent price. So they're fantastic lenses. They're fantastic sharp lenses. So there you go. So, well, I'm going to try and see. Today is a Sunday. I'm going to try and see. Maybe I might go out and take some pictures this afternoon. Hopefully, I can do that and get you guys this video today. Hopefully, and see what happens. So, take care, guys. Go out and shoot pictures. I mean, that's what it's all about. Um, let's just go out and have some fun and see what we can come up with. Please leave some comments. Where are you at with your gear? What have you guys been doing? What have you guys been shooting? With what kind of cameras? And that kind of thing. I'm shooting film. I'm shooting the Kentamir film pretty much exclusively just because it's inexpensive. It's like $6 a roll, and I'm processing it at home, and I'm scanning it at home with my D600. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of that. It's starting to come in pretty good, and I can figure that out now. So I'm using Photoshop less and less. I'm going to be going to Affinity Photo 2 and Darktable, and I'm still using the Nikon uh, NX Studio, which is great. I love it. So I'm trying to move away from the Adobe products, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Please like the video. Please make some comments. Again, visit my website, visit my Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. Subscribe, do whatever all that stuff is. Have some fun shooting pictures, guys. Talk to you next time.